Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine. Joined now with potential candidate for Rookie of the Year in the Mini-Mod division, Stephen Brissett. Stephen, if you will, go ahead and assess 2009 for us.
Well, I mean, it's my first year. Only got probably about 7, 8 races. I got married this year, so I wasn't really focusing on racing. My uncle Rick, he helped me out with a lot. He's got my car to handle. Next year, hopefully, I'm gonna freshen up the motor and we'll go from there. So hopefully next year will be a better year.
And you mentioned Rick Donor tonight. He's actually letting you take his car out. He's had much success this year. He finished second in points. Go ahead and tell us how the car's running so far.
Oh, that car's run sick, man. That car's moving compared to my car.
We saw Scott Richner in it last week. They had tire problems, so if you want to know what happened last week, they had 10 pounds in the right front, and then he ended up cutting a tire, so that was the unfortunate thing for him. All right, back to Stephen. For next year, what are your plans next year? I know you touched on that earlier, but full season mini-mods again?
Full season mini-mods, and I think it's going to be a competitive year next year. I mean, you're going to have Rick, you're going to have Randy, you're going to have Collins, you're going to have both the donors and DeVell. I think next year is going to be a pretty exciting year for the mini-mods.
And you also mentioned, how competitive this division is. Not so much this year. With Billy Thwaites, he picked up a lot of wins. Rick picked up a lot of wins. But next year, you got a lot of guys coming up through the mini-mod division, or the bomber division, rather, going up to the mini-mods. And they have a lot of potential to win. So next year should be a good year, and hopefully you can get a win next year.
Yeah, me too.
Even tonight. You got a chance tonight. Fast car.
Hopefully. All
right, that's Stephen Brissett, everybody. More Motorsports Magazine coming right up. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, joined by Josh Lavarnway, driver of the number 13 Bomber. He's here this week, driving a mini-mod. He picked up a win in the Bombers this year, obviously the non-winners race today. And Josh, if you will, assess 2009 in the Bomber season for us.
Well, it was a good season overall with the changes to the track. It made us run better, it helped us handle better. The cars were strong this year. It was a good season overall.
Obviously, I said you picked up a win, and you're driving the mini-mods this week. You went out in practice. How is it handling with the fenders off?
It's a little different with the way the wind hits the car, but it handles pretty good still, so not too bad.
Go ahead and tell us some of your plans for next season. Obviously, you've been in the Bomber Division 3 years now. You have to move up. Tell us if you're going to move up to a mini-mod, a Renegade, Sportsman, Modified. Go ahead and tell us what you're going to do.
Well, I plan on moving up to a mini-mod next year. I'll keep it small in the 4 cylinders. I'm going to make some changes to the car, make it look a little presentable. Not really too much I'm going to do over the winter other than bowl.
Hey, you talk about bowling. You were actually on my mother's bowling team. I picked you up to come bowl for her team. Do you have any other off-season activities that you'll be doing other than racing?
The only other thing I do in the wintertime is snowboarding in the winter. Other than that, just work on race cars and have fun bowling.
All right, that's Josh Lavarnway, everybody. More Motorsports Magazine coming right up.
All right, ready for a start this time by Dave Drake on the inside, Jason Sawyer on the outside. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag is out. Keith Pelkey looking to split the difference coming into turn number 2. And Keith Pelkey with a nice move takes the lead up the backstretch. Jason Sawyer sticks right with him in the 28. And those cars start to say good night to Dave Drake in the 26.
Drake in the 26 and the 28 of Sawyer left just enough of a hole for Keith Pelkey to get through down the front stretch. As you said, great move by Keith Pelkey to get to the top spot. Here comes Sawyer down the back stretch. He gets about half a car length down to the inside. Now he's got a full car length in turn number 3. They work through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. Drag race to the stripe. Your new leader, Jason Sawyer.
2 good battles going on the racetrack. The battle for the lead between Sawyer and the 28 and the 24 of Pelkey. And then a 4-car battle for the number 3 spot between the 26 of Drake, the 36 of Dragoon, Metalman in the Deuce, and the 5 of Mark Karen.
Keith Pelkey right on the back bumper of Sawyer off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, Sawyer powers away. He gets a good car length down the front stretch. Keith Pelkey was a little sideways in turn number 1. They work off of turn number 2 down the back stretch, and Sawyer is just increasing the car lengths. Metalman has trouble over there in turn number 2. He's going to right the ship, come back on the track, and we will stay under green, halfway.
Jason Sawyer continues to lead the way in the 28 car. It's Keith Pelkey running second, right on his back bumper. And it's a good gap back to Bob Dragoon in the 36, who runs in the number 3 spot. Mark Karen, who did a fabulous job on the national anthems last week for us, running in the number 4 spot in the 5 car. Then it's Drake in the 26 and Metalman at the back of the pack in Seymour.
We must think alike, because I was going to say the same thing about Mark Karen. Nice job with the national anthems last week. Back up front, Jason Sawyer starting to pull away from Keith Pelkey. Into turn number 4, Keith Pelkey gets a good run, but the rear end kicks sideways off the turn number 4. As that last lap, there were 2 to go. Jason Sawyer off of turn number 2, another good run. Gets about half a car length on Pelkey down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, off of turn number 4. White flag will be out for the 28 of Sawyer.
These two gentlemen will be prohibitive favorites when the feature rolls out for the Renegades a little bit later on tonight. Pelkey dominated the first heat. It is Sawyer who's going to win this second heat. Into turn 3 the final time. Jason Sawyer, he's got 3 car lengths on Keith Pelkey. Here they come off turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Jason Sawyer is your winner in the 28. Keith Pelkey brings the 24 home in the number 2 spot. Third spot's going to go to Bob Dragoon in the 36, followed by Mark Karen in the 5, and Dave Drake rounds out your top 5 in car number 26.
Grape Ape inside row number 4. Chad Collins on the outside. Shotgun on the field. The 357, Kurt Seymour Jr. Green flag.
Shotgun. Go shotgun. Well, that's Magnum. Shotgun's the old man. Good battle up front. 3 wide. Here comes McClatchy on the inside. Fuster in the middle. Zach from Myrtle Beach. Well, this certainly isn't Myrtle Beach, but he's going to settle into the number 3 spot. But for how long? Rest of the field starts charging up, trying to move into that number 2 spot. It's going to be Brandon Atkins to take second as they come off turn 4.
3 and 4 wide racing off of turn number 4. Here comes Grape Ape. Whoa! The 5 of Fuster. Looked like he came down on the 21.
A little bit of a chop session there as the 5 tried to cut off the 21, but Fuster will refire that card. Everyone will stay green. McClatchy is your leader in the 70. Second spot goes to Brandon Atkins in the 21A. Mike Whalen's 11 runs third, but he's closing in on those top 2 cars. The 357, the Magnum for Kurt Seymour runs fourth. He won the first qualifier, and he continues to close in on the leaders. Chad Collins and the Grape Ape battle for that number 5 spot in the 22 and the 21.
Throw Mike Whalen in the 11 in that mix. He is going to challenge the 21A for the 2 spot. Although the 21A may have the top spot. He does. Here goes Mike Whalen down on the inside for the top spot.
Whalen's got the lead up the backstretch, but here comes Seymour. Seymour trying to get to the inside of McClatchy in the 70. Atkins, 21A, runs second, but Seymour on the inside is a car you're going to have to watch. He may be a player before this one's over. 2 to go for Mike Whalen in the number 11. Brandon Atkins is second, but not for long. Here comes Kurt Seymour moving up on the inside. Seymour, just a half a car length behind, will take now that number 2 spot as they go into turn 3. White flag is out this time by for Mike Whalen.
Mike Whalen in the 11 made a great move to get to the lead off of turn number 2. He forced a 3 wide move. He got there. Kurt Seymour started tail. He is now second. Good run for Brandon Atkins in the 3 spot. Here comes Chad Collins in the 22, as well as Grape Ape moving up on the high side.
Kurt Seymour is running out of time. Checkered flag is out off turn 4. Mike Whalen's going to win it. Second spot will go to Seymour in the 357. Brandon Atkins finishes in the number 3 spot with the 21A. Fourth spot goes to Chad Collins. And the Grape Ape, Scott Richner, will round out your top 5 in car number 21. Boy, were they good.
Especially the English Muffins.
Here they come off turn 4. Qualifier number 1. Green flag. The end's got a little bit sideways coming off turn 4 in that 25 car. That'll allow KA to get a big jump and take the lead coming down the front stretch. KA is your leader. Gagne with a 4 moves into the number 2 spot. Vienne settles in third. Bryant Trim has that 59 car lead.
There's KA out front. He's had a couple of heat wins this year. But Leon Gagne is quickly running him down in the Riley Ford number 4. Maxim Vienne runs in the 3 spot. Bryant Trim going to try and contest him throughout the 3 spot.
In the number 5 spot. Michel Viennes has 6th in the 50. Then it's Adam Barnaby in the B3 and Matt Woodruff at the back of the pack in the 55.
Leon Gagne closes in. 1 one. Tyler back up to high. That's a slingshot move's going to be tried. Right on the back bumper, down the back stretch. Into turn number 3. Leon Gagnon gets on the brake early. Gets on the hammer in the middle of the turn. And down the front stretch, it's still Chris Gale.
KA is your leader. He's got Tyler from Gagnon. Gagnon looks to the outside. Now he'll swing to the inside for that run up the back stretch. It's a good gap back to the battle for the number 3 spot between the 25 of Jens and the 59 of Trim. 5th spot goes to the 26 of Todd Owens, but they're halfway.
Off of turn number 2, Chris Gale pulls away, but again, Leon Gagnon running that progressive banking on the high side, and that's allowing him to catch right up. Off of turn number 4, he goes high again, low off of turn number 4, that is. Down the front stretch, still Gale.
Gagnon now taking them to the outside as they head into turn 2. Now he'll swing it back to the inside, trying to find a way by that 18 car. Gagnon's looked inside, he's looked outside, but so far KA has been able to hold him off. Trim is looking at number 59 into the number 3 spot as Maxim Jens is back to 4th. Battles from the 26 running 5th. 6th spot goes to Michel Jens in the 50. Adam Barnaby in the B3 running at the back of the pack with the 55 of Matt Woodruff.
Definitely some handling problems for the 55 of Maxim Bien. He is sideways off of really sideways. Back up front, Chris KA still, Leon Gagnon 1, car length off. They're going to come off of turn number 4 this time. White flag is out for Chris KA.
And Gagnon continuing to find a way by that number 18 car. He's down to 1 lap to go. KA grabbed the lead at the drop of the green flag, and he has held on ever since. Into turn 3, now turn 4. Gagnon with one last shot. Coming off turn 4, won't be enough. KA is your winner. Leon Gagnon 2nd. Brian Trim finishes in the 3rd spot. Maxim Jens gets 4th. Todd Owens rounds out the top 5 in car number 26.
Michel Bien went around at the top of turn number 4. Michel Bien in the 50. Inside row number 3, the 77 of Slick Rick Frenier. To his outside, the 57 of Howard Stoner. 82, Toby Ebersol. 39, Bill Sawyer. 27, Robbie Favreau. 68, Jamie Atkins. Here they come off of 4. Green flag.
Good battle for the top spot, side by side, going into 1 and coming off turn 2. Terry on the inside, Bushy on the outside. They run together up the back stretch into turn 3. They're the same way for that number 3 spot with Sullivan on the inside and Haywood on the outside. Coming off turn 4, it's going to be Tyler Terry that we got the win.
Terry leads lap number 1 into turn number 2. Jimmy Bushy 2nd. Bucko Branham starting to prevail on the outside for that number 3 spot.
That may be Bucko Branham's car, but Nick Haywood is behind the wheel. I knew he would do that.
All right, Nick Haywood comes through on the outside, but Dan Sullivan's doing a nice job sticking with him.
Tyler Terry up front in the 44. The 11 of Jimmy Bushy runs 2nd. Bushy drifted a little bit high coming off turn 2. Nick Haywood in the number 20 running in that number 3 spot. Danny Sullivan has 4th in the 3. Here comes Toby Ebersol on the move in the 82 car. Ebersol looks to the inside of Frenier in the 77. They run side by side for the number 5 spot. And it's Bill Sawyer in the 39 running in the 7th spot. Howard Stoner is 8th. Robbie Favreau is 9th. And Jamie Atkins in the 68 at the back of the pack.
Ebersol in the 82 looking to the inside of Frenier for that number 5 spot. He's able to get it off of turn number 4 down the front stretch, that is. Sawyer looking to come through on the inside as well.
Meanwhile, back at the front of the pack, Terry is starting to pull away from that 2nd place car, which is now the 20 of Nick Haywood. Haywood got by Jimmy Bushy, who has settled in the number 3 spot. Danny Sullivan has his car number 3 running 4th. Now Sawyer starting to look to the inside of Toby Ebersol. Oh, contact between the 39 and the 82. Ebersol goes around, and that will bring out a caution flag. Sawyer tried to get to the bottom of turn 1 before Ebersol got there, but Toby had the spot.
27 of Favreau. As they work their way off of turn number 4 down the front stretch, green flag is out.
Good jump on the outside for Nick Haywood in the number 20. He's side by side with Tyler Terry as they head into turn 2. Now Terry sticks his nose in front. He's got a full car length now on the 20. Jimmy Bushy has the 11 in the number 3 spot. And here comes Rick Frenier on the move in the 77. He takes that 4th spot away from Danny Sullivan.
Tyler Terry in the Pizza Palace, number 44. Leads lap number 6 off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. He increases his car lengths over Nick Haywood in the 20. Perhaps a little bobble in turn number 3. Haywood picked up some ground there.
Terry is your leader. Nick Haywood second in the 20. Jimmy Bushy closes the gap just a bit on the 20 car. He runs in the number 3 spot, and it's the 77 of Rick Frenier. Here comes Sawyer working his way back to the front. Sawyer looks to the inside of the 57, but Stoner shuts the door. 2 to go this time by for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry in the 44. Again, increasing his length over the 20 of Nick Haywood. Jimmy Bushy runs third. Fourth, Slick Rick Frenier. Fifth is the 57 of Howard Stoner. Off of turn number 4, white flag is out for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry maintaining his 5-car length advantage over Nick Haywood. It's 5 more back to Jimmy Bushy in the 11. Into turn 3 the final time. Tyler Terry brings the Pizza Palace 44 off turn 4. Checkered flag goes to Terry. Second spot goes to the Northern Sanitation car number 20 for Nick Haywood. Jimmy Bushy gets the 11 home in the number 3 spot, followed by Rick Frenier in the 77. And Howard Stoner rounds out your top 5 in car number 57. Steven, that is. Joyle in the 57. And LaFountain shotgun. Here they come off turn 4. They'll start to pick it up. Green flag is out.
We'll jump on the outside for the 00. And that 00 is Ken Newell. Brandon Atkins. Uh-oh, look out. He got some good air over there. That's the 69.
Jamie LaFountain got about 15 feet in the air, and he just vaulted off turn number 2. Car's got a flat tire, but he's continuing out on the racetrack. What a wild ride to kick off the qualifier in the mini modifieds for Jamie LaFountain, that 69 car.
He may have had help turning right, too.
Ken Dooley is your leader in the 00. The 21A of Atkins runs in that number 2 spot. Then it's Rick Woodruff in the 07. Jason Blondo has moved to 5 into the number 4 spot. Stephen Brissett running in that number 5 spot in the 95. Billy Jenkins has the 33 6th, followed by the Mike Rock 29. Then we come back to the 57 of Joyle. And there's that 69 car that's going to be headed back to the garage area with the flat tire.
Out front, the 00 of Duel. Good battle for the 4th spot. Stephen Brissett gets that. Now he's looking for number 3 on the inside of Woodruff, and he has the 3 spot. The 5 of Jason Blondo is going to try and look to the outside of Woodruff. Woodruff comes up. He gets a little sideways off of turn number 2. He got right side tires up in the bunker. Now, Brissett, that is, gets the 2nd spot.
Ken Dooley is your leader in the 00. And he makes the long haul up from Warrensburg, New York each week to compete with us here at the Airborne Speedway. He gets a little bit high off the turn number 2. That allows Stephen Brissett to close the gap in that 95 car. 95, of course, normally driven by Rick Donor. He finished 2nd in the Airborne Speedway mini modified point standings. Brissett hops in it tonight, and he starts to close in on the 00. White flag is out. Dooley is your leader. Brissett runs in that number 2 spot in the 95.
Blondo in the 5 and the 21 of Atkins. Touch off of turn number 2. No harm done, however.
Off turn 4 the final time. Checkered flag is out. Dooley on the inside. Here comes Brissett on the outside. It won't be enough. Dooley wins it. Brissett gets 2nd. Jason Blondo 3rd. The Atkins 21 finishes in the 4th spot. And Billy Jenkins in the 33 rounds out the top 5. Main event for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegades. Picking it up off turn 4. Green flag is out. Sawyer on the inside of the 28. On the outside, the 24 of Keith Pelkey. They are side by side up the backstretch. They've already opened up 7 or 8 car lengths in the battle for the number 3 spot. Sawyer inside. Pelkey on the outside. They remain together at the line. It's going to be Pelkey to lead lap number 1.
Side by side into turn number 1. Into turn number 2, they are dead even. Pelkey gets a bumper in front, now half a car length down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, Pelkey still ahead. Here comes Sawyer down on the inside. Pelkey still has that bumper lead. Down the front stretch, they touch off of turn number 4, and Pelkey's got it by a bumper.
The Bourgeois IGA number 24 maintaining his advantage, but not by much as they race up the backstretch. It's still a good gap back to the number 5 car of Mark Karen, who runs in the 3rd spot. Josh Terry in the 36 runs 4th. Kenny St. Germain has his 40 in the number 5 spot, but smoke still starting to pop out of the back end of that automobile.
Off of turn number 4, Keith Pelkey got high that last lap. That allowed Sawyer to come down on the inside and regain the lead. But now here comes Keith Pelkey coming back on the outside down the backstretch. Sawyer gets him in the turns down on the inside, but Pelkey certainly has the power down the straightaways as they touch off of turn number 4. Pelkey at the line.
Well, from what we've seen in the first 2 qualifiers, Rob, these 2 cars may have it to themselves to decide if they can avoid making contact.
There goes Pelkey.
It may be one of these 2 that wins it. Pelkey kicks it up in the bunker, and that gives a big lead to Jason Sawyer. Pelkey sideways in the 24. Spins off the top of turn number 3. Caution flag is out, and the caution flag will close the field back up and give Pelkey another chance to try to run down the 28 of Jason Sawyer. Now the field starts to pick it up as they come off turn 4. Green flag back out. Sawyer on the inside. This time a new dance partner. It's Mark Karen in the 5. Sawyer starts to open up a little bit of ground as they race up the backstretch. It's Sawyer by 2 car lengths. Mark Karen is second. Inside, the 36 of Josh Terry moves into the number 3 spot. On the outside, it's the 26 of Dave Drake. He'll run 4th. Metal Man's got the number 5 spot.
Out front, the 28, Jason Sawyer. Good battle for the number 4 spot as here comes Metal Man. He looks down to the inside of Dave Drake in the 26. Into turn number 3, Drake drifts high, and that allows Metal Man to come through on the inside and take over the 4 spot.
Sawyer is your leader. He's maintaining a 5 or 6 car length advantage over Mark Karen in the 5. Barring any mechanical failures on the 28 car, he looks to be in good shape. Mark Karen maintaining a 4 length advantage over Josh Terry in the 36. It's 4 more back to Metal Man in the 2, and Dave Drake now in the 5th spot in the 26.
Problems on the Josh Terry 36. It's actually the Bob Dragoon 36 being driven by Josh Terry. That car has slowed now on pit road, going back to the pits, and that's going to push up Metal Man to the number 3 spot.
And then there were 4. Look out! The wheel comes off the 28! Holy cow! Jason Sawyer, all he had to do was just ride home to victory. As the right front wheel comes off the 28 car, he goes hard into the front stretch wall. And Rob, all of a sudden, we are down to 3 in this main event for the Renegades. Mark Irvin, our top 3. Here they come. Off turn number 4, back to the green. Karen is your leader on the inside. Metal Man's going to give it a shot on the outside in the 2. There's just about a half a car length separating those 2 cars as they go into turn 3. Dave Drake's falling 3 car lengths behind in the 26. Here they come off turn 4. Karen starts to open up just a little bit of ground. Karen now has 5 car lengths on Metal Man in the 2, and it's another 5 back to Dave Drake in the 26.
Mark Karen in the 5, powers down the backstretch. Your pick for the win. As I've seen so far, I like your pick as he is beginning to check out on the 2-car field.
Rob, I don't think anybody in the OutsideGroove.com DVD contest picked Mark Karen to win this one. It would be an upset. They're going to be halfway this time by. They'll complete lap number 10 of 20 this evening. Mark Karen leads them at the halfway stripe. Metal Man runs second in the 2, and Dave Drake in the Adirondack Water Systems, number 26, holds down that number 3 spot.
Mark Karen just increases the car lengths on the 2 of Metal Man. He gets about 1 car length. I'm used to doing go-karts. I'm saying car length here. He gets 1 car length almost every lap. And Metal Man's getting about a half a car length over the Dave Drake 26.
Well, right about now, Mark Karen is hearing just about every possible little rattle that he can hear. It's saying, what can possibly go wrong? He's got a big lead on Metal Man in the 2. He's just 9 laps away, 8 laps now of what would be his first career win in the Renegade division.
Sideways again.
That 5 car, is it off the pace?
You are.
Yes, it is. Mark Karen off the pace. Looks like there's some fluid pouring out of the back end of that car. And we're down to 2. Holy cow.
It's like we're playing poker. You keep going until there's one person left.
The last man standing battle royal in the Renegade Division at Airborne Speedway.
You are just a jinx.
Metal Man now leads it.
First you said Keith Pelkey would win.
This would certainly be an interesting interview if you and Metal Man have to talk in victory lane.
Down the front stretch, Metal Man still holding the lead.
Hey, Drake's going to take a shot at him, Rob. Drake closing in turn number 2.
You notice he's not having problems. I'm not the jinx, it's you.
This has turned into a match race between Metal Man in the 2, Dave Drake in the 26, both looking for career win number 1 in the Renegade Division. There's 5 to go.
This will get us good ratings on the MSM TV show. Metal Man continues to have about 1 car length advantage over Drake. 1.5 at times.
There's still 4.5 laps to go. What mechanical failure could Metal Man come up with now? We've seen Keith Pelkey go out with problems. We saw the 40 of Kenny St. Germain go out with problems. The 28 of Jason Sawyer had a big lead. He lost the right front wheel and smacked the turn 4 wall pretty hard. That gave the lead to Mark Karen. He had mechanical problems and had to go back to the garage area. So we're down to 2 Renegades left with 3 laps to go.
Metal Man just increasing car lengths. Dave Drake gets a good run, however, off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, he closes it to about a car length and a half. Into turn number 3, he does the same. 1 car length. In the middle of 3 and 4, still 1 car length off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Car length and a half, 2 to go.
2 laps remain for Metal Man, looking for his first career win.
In a Renegade.
I think in anything. Dave Drake in the 26, moving into the number 2 spot. He's had the number 2 spot. White flag is out. You know, they say it's difficult to call a race with 100 cars. Believe me, it's much more difficult to call a race with 2 cars. Checkered flag will fall, this time by Metal Man in the 2, Drake in the 26. Metal Man is your winner. Dave Drake finishes second in the 26. Third spot goes to the 5 of Mark Karen. Jason Sawyer finishes 4th in the 28. Keith Pelkey runs out the top 5 in the 24. All right, he's hopping out of the car. Let's hear it for Metal Man. Let's go downstairs to Rob Knowles. Rob, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. We'll try and get Metal Man over here. He says his last win came in 1972. First career win in the Renegade Division. It's got to feel good.
It sure does. It sure does. Been a long time.
Now, you go ahead and talk about the race. You know, there's 7 cars started the race. How'd you get to the front?
By the number 5 started overheating, and he pulled in. I thought for sure Mark had it, and I'd be behind him. The other guy was running real good, too. The guy that lost the wheel.
Yeah, he lost the wheel, went hard into the wall, and unfortunate for them, but fortunate for you. Nice job.
Thank you.
That's Metal Man, everybody.
15 laps, 15-minute time limit for the Monster Energy drink. Dominant Vision. Slow pace off turn 4 now. Whalen stands on it. We're under green. They're 3 wide coming to the start-finish line. Uh-oh. McClatchy and Fuster get together. The 5 goes around. McClatchy continues on.
There goes 21A.
Brandon Atkins kicking up the dirt on the bunker. Fuster refires the 5 and another caution.
Yellow.
Complete restart lineup as Fuster gets the 5 going. Everybody's tied.
You got a chance.
Here they come off turn 4. Green. Flag is out. Whalen gets the jump on the inside of the 11. Seymour tries to come right back on the outside in the 357. Battle for the number 3 spot. Richner in the 21 on the outside. Collins in the 22 on the inside. They run together. Then it's Fuster in the 5th spot. And McKinley can see them all in the 66.
Out front, Whalen in the 11. 357 of Seymour is second. Whalen bobbled that time in the middle of 1 and 2. Seymour has a peek down on the inside. Down the backstretch, Whalen holds the position. Can Seymour get there in 3? Half a car length there. Down to the inside. Dead even off of turn number 4. Let's see down the front stretch. Drag race. And they are dead even.
Whalen gave Seymour the win on the inside, and Seymour takes advantage of it. Curtis Seymour is going to lead him up the backstretch. Mike Whalen back to second. Chad Collins right there in the 22. Scott Richner runs in the 4th spot in the 21. Mark Fuster 5th in the 5. Brandon Atkins has rejoined the field in the 21A, but he is 2 laps down. And we come back to the 66 of Jessica McKinley.
Whalen in the 11 now, trying to give some competition to the Seymour 357 as he peaks to the high side. Down the backstretch, he's still in that higher groove. Now filters down to the bottom half of the track. Seymour holds the lead as they are single file off of turn number 4. And Seymour still has it. In turn number 1, Whalen looks high, bobbles in the middle of the corner. Collins catches up. He's right on the back bumper now.
Richner about 6 lengths behind this battle for the top spot. He's got a good view of what's going on up front. Kurt Seymour continues to lead the way. The battle heats up now for that 2nd spot as Collins looks to the inside of the 11 of Whalen. Whalen closes in as they come off turn number 1 into 2, but Seymour opens up a little bit more ground on him, Rob, as they race into 3 and 4.
Chad Collins, that is, in the 22, raced his father's car, the 02, last week in the Minimod division. Did a nice job. He hustled that car to a 3rd place finish where he's currently sitting right now. It's just the bomber division. That's the only difference. As now Mike Whalen is on the back bumper. The 357 of Seymour. He got the right side tires in the bunker on the back stretch. That got him off the pace just a bit. But nonetheless, he's catching up. And Collins is still all over the back bumper.
Halfway this time by for Kurt Seymour in the 357. Whalen throwing it sideways into turn 1, trying to gain ground. It's still 3 car length advantage for Curtis Seymour. Mike Whalen second. Car length back to Chad Collins in the 22. Then 5 or 6 car lengths back to Scott Richner in the 21. And another 6 or 7 back to Mark Fuster in the 5. The 66 of Jessica McKinley is running in the 6th spot. 7th spot goes to the 21A of Brandon Atkins. And Robert McClatchy, 70, is 6 laps down.
Chad Collins in the 22 looks to the inside of the 1s. That is Michael Whalen. He couldn't get there. Whalen shut the door in turn number 3 down the front stretch. Collins has half a car there. Into turn number 1, Whalen pulls away. He got a little sideways though. Collins comes down on the inside. He takes the number 2 spot over. Whalen hanging right there on the outside. He looks down to the inside. No room there. Down the front stretch. Seymour, Collins, Whalen.
5 to go for Curtis Seymour. He's looking for his first victory in a bomber car. Chad Collins, 22. He runs in that number 2 spot. Mike Whalen has fallen back to 3rd. And Scott Richner in the 21 has gained ground on these top 3 cars. He's now just 4 car lengths behind. 4 laps remain. Can Richner, who's the fastest car on the track right now, run down these top 3 cars? Seymour in the 357, Collins in the 22, and the 11 of Whalen. They run 1, 2, 3.
Chad Collins takes a peek up to the high side, sees nothing there, but he comes down quickly because he knows Mike Whalen's there in the 11. Good contact! Good save by Shotgun Seymour.
Magnum Seymour. Shotgun's the old man.
Well, we both screwed up twice. Whalen in the 11 gets into a 22.
This turned into a no-holds-barred final couple of laps. Now Seymour's got a 6 or 7 car length advantage, as he certainly has earned this one. A great save by Curtis Seymour Jr., as he was nearly sideways coming down the front stretch. Whalen is second. Richner now in the 3rd spot of the 21, as he's had a great view of the banging that was going on up front. Collins back to 4th in the 22. Then it's Fuster in the 5.
Out front, as you said, Kurt Seymour in the 357. Off of turn number 4, he had made contact with Collins, but that just seemed to be a racing accident. Collins saw room down on the inside, and the 357 was just coming down off of turn number 4. Speaking of Chad Collins, he works the outside of Grape Ape. Down the backstretch, Collins pulls ahead.
Into turn 3 the final time. Checkered flag will be out. Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357. The Magnum gets the win. Second spot goes to the 11 of Mike Whalen. Chad Collins finishes third in the 22. Fourth spot goes to the 21 of Scott Richner. Mark Fuster will round out the top 5 in car number 5. We'll be going trackside. Rob Knowles headed down to chat with Curtis Seymour Jr. Rob, you'll definitely want to have to ask him about the contact with just a couple of laps to go where he made a miraculous save coming down the front stretch. Chad Collins hops out of the 22 car. He gets a third place finish tonight. That'd be a nice round of applause for Chad. And there's Mike Whalen hopping out of the 11. He finishes second. But this is a win tonight for Curtis Seymour Jr. that he really earned with that great save with just a few laps remaining right on the front stretch. He pulls the CNL taxi number 357 into victory lane. He'll be hopping out of that car in just a moment. And we're going to throw it trackside to Rob Knowles. Rob, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. Mike Watts congratulating Kurt Seymour Jr. He's unbuckling, taking the gloves off. Everybody talking about that great save he had coming off of turn number 4. He's out of his car. He's picking up the sign for Mike Watts. Kurt Seymour, come on over here. Now, you and I talked last week, and we said this week was going to be your week. And, in fact, it was. Go ahead and tell us, off of turn number 4 with about 3 to go, what were you thinking when you got sideways and you had to make that miraculous save?
Hold it to the floor and let her go. I was either going to save it or wreck it really hard. So,
go ahead and tell us. Through the qualifiers, you had a fast car. You had to start toward the tail, and you started up front in the feature. Go ahead and tell us, what was your game plan coming to this? You want to go out strong, or did you want to hold off at the beginning?
no, I let the do as much as it would. It was pushing like crazy. I just held it to the floor coming out of the corners, and it bite 3/4 of the way out. And I'll tell you, I just wanted to try to win as much as I could today. So 3 races, first, second, and a feature win, I'll take it. First one.
All right, congratulations. That's Kurt Seymour Jr. Back upstairs to Rick.
That's the field of modifieds. Ernie's Discount Tools. Dirt Car Modifieds picking up off turn 4. We are headed to the green flag. A good jump on the inside for Chris Kay in the 18 as he's going to lead him up the backstretch. Look out, we got a car spinning in turn 2. That's the B3 of Adam Barnaby. Barnaby tries to refire that car, but it's not moving. We're going to have a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out for the B3 of Adam Barnaby. Here they come. Back to the green flag. Much better start on the outside this time for Mike Riel. He's going to just shoot into the lead in turn 1. Riel flies up to the lead and leads the pack up the backstretch. Here comes Leon Gagnon looking to the inside of Chris K.A. Gagnon wants to take that number 2 spot. He'll have it. K.A.'s back to 3rd. Mike Wells in the 76 holds on to that 4th spot. Here comes Finney on the move on the outside. Mike Finney in the 38 takes the 5th spot. He battles right alongside Bryant Trim in the 59.
Mike Riel in the 0-2, running away out front. Leon Gagnon not letting him out of his sight. Gagnon cutting into the lead. 2-car length lead. Mike getting looking at him on the outside. Around the 59 of Brian Trim for the 5th spot. Brian Trim holding the line down on the inside. Fights back down the backstretch. He will hold the 5 spot. Down the front stretch, it's still Riel out front.
Plattsburgh Radiant in 0-2. Awfully strong in this qualifier. Running strong up front again tonight. The 9 of Jimmy Trom having some problems as he came down the front stretch. He lost quite a few spots. Gagnon now moves to within just a car length of Mike Riel in the 0-2. It's 7 or 8 car lengths back. to the 18 of Chris Kelly, who runs in the third spot. Wells in the 76 is fourth. The 59 of Brian Trim is fifth. And we come back to Mike Finney in the 38. Maxim Viennes in the 25. And then the battle between the 55 of Matt Woodruff and the B3 of Adam Barnaby. Up front, it's Mike Riel in the 02.
If you notice Leon Daniel playing for number 4, he's not running his usual line. He's usually running that third groove up on the high side of the track, but tonight he's getting it done down on the inside, and that seems to work for him tonight.
Much colder temperatures, Robert, maybe just a little bit slicker the far outside. The inside line may be the place to be. Riel continues to maintain his advantage over Leon Gagnon. They open up a little bit of ground on the 18 of Chris K.A. And it's Mike Wells in the 76 and Bryant Trim in the 59. Those two cars battle for that number 4 spot. Wells is 4th, Trim is 5th. Mike Finney has dropped back just a little bit from the 59 car. He now runs in the 6th spot. Then we come back to Maxim Viennes in 7th. Good battle for the 8th spot as Adam Barnaby in the B3 now takes 8th spot away from Matt Woodruff in the 55. Then we come back to 10th. That's Gabe Brown in the 40. And Michel Viennes in the 50 runs in the 11th spot. 12th is Todd Ormsby. 13th is Jim Intron. Dan Whipwreck back to the 14th spot.
Like Riel and Leon Gagnon work their way around the track at a slow pace. Track seemed to take up a couple of lanes as he does for K.A. too. K.A. gets by no problem. Thing is, Mike Wells may try and pitch the 59 of Trim down on the inside. He couldn't do it. Trim got through on the inside. Trim is going to take over the 4th spot.
Bryant Trim on the move in the 59. He has picked up 3 spots. And he continues to gain ground on the 18 of Chris K.A. But in the meantime, the top 2 cars have checked out. Ormsby spins the 26 on the front stretch. And the caution flag is out.
I didn't see.
Gagnon trying to say, not tonight, Mikey. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag out. Riel is your leader. Gagnon trying to close in, but here comes that 59 car. He told you he was a car on the move. He's now taking 3rd. He looks to the inside of Gagnon coming off 4. Riel is your leader in the 02. And then Gagnon runs 2nd in the 4. Bryant Trim in the 59 has that 3rd spot. Chris K.A. is 4th. Mike Finney in the 38 runs 5th. And we come back to Mike Wells in the 6th spot. And here comes Adam Barnaby on the move in the B3. He runs 7th. Matt Woodruff is 8th. Maxim Viennes in the 25 battles running alongside Woodruff. And Viennes will take that 8th spot away. 10th goes to Michel Viennes in the 50.
Mike Riel in the Plattsburgh Radiator 02 is beginning to check out. As Leon Gagnon has been losing car lengths consistently as we got a car parked up by the Robert A. Kagan sign. That's the B3, Adam Barnaby.
Adam normally drives the X, the Pilot driving his brother's B3 tonight. Had some problems, got off in the bunker.
Good to see him. He's hopping out of his car.
12 down, here they come, off turn 4, ready to go back to green. Green is out. A good jump once again for Mike Riel in the 02. He leads the way. Here comes Trim on the inside, but Gagnon has too much power. Gagnon on the backstretch, powers into that number 2 spot. We got a car off the pace on the backstretch. That's the 50 of Michel Viennes. 50 car is slow.
Michel Viennes, the 50, very slow pace, is about to be parked over there at the top of turn number 3. Oh, he got it refired now. Looks like he's got it back up to a decent pace. Nonetheless, the yellow has come out.
Perhaps the 2010 season here in the modified division at Airborne Speedway. 2009. Green flies out. Another good start for Riel on the inside of the 02. Gagnon trying to come right out on the outside up the backstretch. He settles into that number 2 spot. Brian Trim runs 3rd. K.A. is 4th. Finney's on the move again in 38. He's getting racy with K.A. They are going to be halfway next time by. 14 down the complete lap, 15 next time.
Car that has been on the move the last couple laps is Mike Finney in the 38. He's going to look to challenge the 18 of Chris K for the number 4 spot, but he's got a car right on his back bumper, and that's the 76 of Mike Wells. Michel Viennes in the 50 cuts back out in front of the field. Soon the 02 of Mike Riel will have to battle with the 50 of Michel Viennes.
Mike Riel, the Plattsburgh Radiator 02 is your leader. Leon Gagnon is falling back just a bit. He's about 6 car lengths behind 02. And it's another 4 or 5 lengths back to Bryant Trim, who is pulled away from Chris K.A. in the 18 car. Fifth spot. That's the 38 of Mike Finney. And a battle starting to develop for the number 6 spot as Maxim Viennes in 25 is closed in on Mike Wells. Viennes looks to the inside of Wells up the backstretch.
Bien in the 25. Into turn number 4. Looks down on the inside. Problems on Leon Gagne. He's down to the infield.
Gagne brings the number 4 to the infield. His mechanical problems hit the Englefield Ford sponsored automobile. That's going to give the second spot to Bryant Trim in the 59. Riel now has a huge lead in the second place car. Well, it's nearly 15 car lengths from the Mike Riel 02 back to the 59 of Bryant Trim. Chris K.A.'s 18 runs third. Mike Finney is fourth. Mike Wells runs in the fifth spot in the 76, followed by Maxim Viennes in the 25.
10 laps to go. 02 of Mike Riel. Bryant Trim in the 59. Definitely cutting those car lengths. As you said earlier, it was about 15. Now it's about 10.
Trim is just driving away from Chris K.A. in the 18 car. 38 of Mike Finney runs in the number 4 spot. That will be a good finish for Mike Finney if he can hold on to that spot. Mike Wells, 76, runs 5th. Where he's got Maxim Viennes closing into the 25. That Woodruss 55 runs in the 7th spot. Jimmy Trone running 8th in the 9.
Mike Riel in the 02 works his way into turn number 3, through 3 and 4, down the front stretch, and there will be 7 laps to go for the 02 of Riel. Ryan Trim got slowed up by the 74 track, did work his way around to the corner. That slowed him up. Chris K.A. now looking to get around the track. He throws it high. Here comes Finney. He's bringing Finney with him behind. Finney will get around without a problem.
Ryan Trim continuing to shave time off that lead of Mike Riel. But Riel still is strong up front in the 02. Trim's got 5 laps to go to try to run him down. Chris K.A.'s 18 runs in that 3rd spot with Mike Finney and Mike Wells rounding out your top 5.
Trim in the 59. Definitely is cutting in the lead. Looking at the A&B scoring that last lap, Trim had a 16.323, and for the 02 of Riel, 16.402.
You saw the smoke billow out of the back end tire smoke off the right and rear tire of Riel. Can he hold on for another 3 laps? Trim continues to close the gap. Riel works his way up to the 9 car of Jim Intro. He's putting a lap on the 8th place car. 2 to go, this time by for Mike Riel in the 02.
Mike Riel in the 02 works his way around the 9 of Jim Intro. As Jim Intro dirt tracks it through to turn number 2. Ryan Trim in the 59 will be the next car to attempt to get around that 9 of Intro. White flag is out for Mike Riel.
Riel opens up a little bit of ground now, as he's just got half a lap to go from his first win of 2009. Into turn 3, the final time. Off turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Mike Riel is your winner. Second spot goes to Bryant Trim. Third spot will go to Chris K.A. in the 18. Mike finishes 4th. And the 5th spot goes to the 76 of Mike Wells. 6th spot, Maxim Viennes in the 25. Matt Woodruff finishes 7th in the 55. Rob's on his way down to Victory Lane. He'll be talking with Mike Riel, the driver of the Plattsburgh Radiator-sponsored car. He brings it home first tonight. Chris K.A. brings the Big Horse Supply. Bushy's Auto number 18 home in the number 3 spot tonight. Bryant Trim brings the LTS Homes number 59 home in the number 2 spot. And a commanding performance tonight by Mike Riel in the 0-2. He got the lead on lap number 1. And he leads from go to whoa. All 30 laps show the 0-2 at the top. He's hopping out of the car. Let's go downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
Thanks, Rick. Mike Riel is very excited about his first win in 2009. Trying to get the brake on the car. He's out of the car. Let's have a nice round of applause for Mike Riel.
I don't think he wants to talk to you, Rob.
Well, he's getting congratulations on from friends and family.
Well, Mike,
a well-deserved win.
Mike is one of the most popular drivers over in the garage area, and everybody's very happy to see him pick up the win here at Airborne tonight.
All right, here he comes. Here comes Mike Riel. Come on over here so we can get you on camera. Now, your car started out great. You were on fire running away from Leon. At the end, the car started to slow down. As I look at your right rear, there's not much left to it. But nonetheless, you got it done. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
Well, the race was won in the first lap. Chris kind of snookered me a little bit in that first start, but I was ready for him on the second one. And I think that's where the race was won, was on the first lap.
That is right. You talk about the good move you made on the first lap, and then throughout the rest of the field, you dominated them, you checked out, and you got the win. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I have to thank Mike Perotti. I have to thank all of my sponsors. My wife, she's been doing this forever. I've been doing this 25 years, and it's my first win. So it's pretty emotional for me, so thanks a lot.
All right, congratulations. Nice job. Special announcement from out front, 44, Tyler Terry. As Rick mentioned, he bobbled off of turn number 4, but he's got so much of a lead, he can get away with the bobble and still be all right. In the second spot, it's Nick Haywood. Third, the 11 of Jim Bushy. Fourth, Rick Frenier in the 77. Fifth, Howard Stoner in the 57. Good battle for the sixth spot between Robbie Favreau and Dan Sullivan. Sullivan has it now. And back to eighth, it's the 68, Jamie Atkins.
Up front, it continues to be the Pizza Palace 44 for Tyler Terry. Nick Haywood, second in the 20. Third spot, Jimmy Bushy's 11. The second car of the season for Jimmy Bushy. He had a big wreck with that maroon number 11 that he had earlier in the 2009 campaign. Brought out the car that he ran in the 2008 season. He's done pretty well with it. He's got a third place run going tonight. Ricky Frenier in the 77 running in the fourth spot. And Howard Stoner closes in on Frenier just a bit. He's just a couple of lengths behind. And we come back to the 3 of Danny Sullivan. And the 27 of Robbie Favreau, Jamie Atkins in the 68. They're going to be halfway this time by. And Tyler Terry appears to be on cruise control.
Indeed, he is. Tyler Terry is running 0.2 of a second faster than Haywood in the 20. I can see the A and B scoring computer over to my left. And that, in fact, tells me Nick Haywood 0.2 of a second off the pace being set by the 44 of Tyler Terry. Terry just easing it around off of turn number 4. He comes down to the front stretch. He's got 9 laps to go. Haywood is comfortably running in the number 2 spot. Jimmy Bushy comfortable for third.
Fourth spot, the battle heats up again between the 77 of Rick Frenier and Howard Stoner's 57. Those two have been within a car length and a half for the last few laps after Frenier got by in the early stages. Danny Sullivan continues to have that number 3 car in the 6th spot, followed by Robbie Favreau in the 27 and Jamie Atkins in the 68. Up front, it continues to be the 44 for Tyler Terry. He completes lap number 13. 7 laps remain for Tyler Terry in win number 1 in the 2009 season. Nick Haywood finished second in the Airborne Speedway Renegade point standings as Lonnie Rivers went back-to-back in the title division. He is running second. Third spot to Jimmy Bushy in the 11. And Stoner and Frenier continue to battle for that fourth spot, with Frenier right now holding on to the 77.
If memory serves me correct, Tyler Terry picked up a win earlier in the year, but then went on to be disqualified for an illegal flywheel or something technical like that. But nonetheless, it's a good run tonight for Tyler Terry in the Pizza Palace number 44. Weasel Bruno showing him 5 laps to go.
Keep in mind that we've seen some leaders have awfully big leads early on in the feature programs tonight, especially in that Renegade division where they seem to be just dropping like flies once they got the lead.
Never rule out mechanical problems.
As Yogi Berra once said, it ain't over till it's over.
Did he play for the Yankees?
And it will be over in 3.5 laps for Tyler Terry in that 44 as he is continuing to build up a commanding lead over Nick Haywood in the 20, and he has checked out on Jimmy Bushy in the 11, and Bushy has left the 4th place battle behind. The closest battle on the track for the last 10 laps or so has been that battle between Stoner and Frenier in the 77 and 57 cars.
As you mentioned, that battle for 4th, Frenier has been, about a half a car length ahead of Stoner for the last few laps. Stoner really doesn't have much left to challenge the 77 of Frenier. As we just saw, Tyler Terry was showing 2 laps to go. Tyler Terry works down the back stretch, and they have to encounter 1 lap car, and that 1 lap car would be the 68 of Jamie Atkins. White flag is out for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry will work his way around the Atkins 68 as they come off turn number 2. Up the back stretch, the final time. The JNS Steel Sportsman main event is going to go to the Pizza Palace sponsored car number 44 for Tyler Terry. Here he comes off turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Terry is your winner. Second spot, he's just coming into turn 4 right now. That's the 20 of Nick Haywood. Third spot will go to Jimmy Bushy in number 11. Fourth spot at the line is going to go to Rick Frenier in the 77. Howard Stoner finishes 5th in the 57. Sixth spot's going to go to Danny Sullivan in the 3. Seventh spot will go to Robbie Favreau in the 27. And rounding out the field will be the 68 for Jamie Atkins. A no-doubt winner up front. Tyler Terry brings the 44 home in the number 1 spot. And we're going to throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
Thanks, Rick. Tyler Terry unbuckling. About to climb out of his car. Nice round of applause for Tyler Terry, everybody. Here's Tyler Terry. The last couple races, the modified race as well as your race, have had the same story. Car starts out on the point and runs away and wins it on lap number 1. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
It was actually pretty boring. Once we got out front, we kind of just ran away with it. But we got the car going good. Finally, we've been fighting it for, I don't know how long now, half the season. But I got to thank all my sponsors that are on the car, my whole family, everybody that's helped me out with this deal. We couldn't do it without them.
All right, congratulations. Win number 1 on the air. That's Tyler Terry, everybody. 8th row inside, that's Josh Lavangley. Chad Collins in the 22. Kurt Seymour, 357.
Here they come. Green flag is out. Good jump on the inside for the dual 00. He's going to lead him up the backstretch, but he's going to be challenged by the Brissettes. On the outside, Speedy in the 88. On the inside, Steven in the 95. 3 wide action coming off turn 4 to complete lap number 1.
The Brissettes that are challenging duel for the lead have no relation. However, they do have one goal in mind. That's to get around the 00.
Speedy does it first. He's got his nose in front. Steven coming back on the inside. Duel trying to hang right with him. Ooh, the 95 drifts up a little bit. Coming off the turn. But he manages to hold on to his lead. One car joining in late is the 45 car of Malcolm Woodward, but he may be sent back to the garage area because he did not make the initial green flag.
That is correct. He is receiving the black flag right now. Gets the bad news from Chief Starter Weasel Bruno. Don't count out the 88 of Speedy Brissett. He's hanging right there with the 95 of Steve Brissett. One car that has been on the move is the 13 of Josh Lavarnway. Lavarnway has gone from one of the final rows on the field to inside the top 10.
Here they come off turn 4 to complete lap number 4. It's Steven Brissett in the lead in that 95 car with Speedy Brissett running second in the 88. Ken Dool third in the 00. Chris Clark in the SS Minnow running in the 4th spot. Jeff McCormick, 17, runs 5th. Curtis LeGrave has the 6th spot. 7th spot goes to the 33 of Billy Jenkins with Josh LeClaire running 8th. 9th spot goes to Jason Blondo in the 5. And they're 3 wide coming off the 4th turn for the number 10 spot.
Out front, Steven Brissett driving Rick Donor's 95. Look out, Ken Dool up in the bunker. Off the pace for a minute. As I said, back out front, Steven Brissett driving the Rick Donor 95. Donor has won a few events in this mini-mod class. He cannot drive this week, so he lets Steven Brissett hop in, and Steven's doing a good job this week.
Steven is Rick's nephew, as that 95 car has visited Victory Lane on many occasions in 2009. Looking to do it one more time. They're going to be halfway this time by. Steve Brissett leads the way in the 95. Speedy Brissett is second. Chris Clark in that 77, trying to close the gap on those top 3 cars, but not having a lot of success in doing it. Curtis LeGrave is a car that has started toward the back of the pack and has really worked his way up. He now runs in that 4th spot in the 72. Jeff McCormick is 5th in the 17. Dool has dropped all the way back to the 6th spot, followed by Josh LeClaire in 7th. 8th spot right now goes to the 02 of Jimmy Collins. The 33 of Jenkins runs 9th. Top 10 rounded out by the 5 of Jason Blondo.
Out front, Steven Brissett. It is a battle of the Brissetts for the top spot. Speedy is not within striking distance yet, but he has been maintaining a consistent pace. Not losing too much, as the Martin 77 has a trail of sparks. Looks like it's coming out of the left front. Perhaps something scraping in the left front of the 77.
Chris Clark driving that 77 car, normally driven by Randy Martin. He's going to try and have to hold off Curtis LeGrave, who's on the move in the 72.
Sparks out of the left and right side tires that time.
Up front, it's still the 95 of Steven Brissett. Opening up 6 car lengths now on the 88 of Speedy Brissett. They have left Chris Clark in their wake, who's well behind in 3rd. LeGrave is 4th. Jeff McCormick with a good run in the 17 car. He runs in the number 5 spot. But up front, Rob, Steve Brissett is just starting to check out on Speedy Brissett.
Steve Brissett, this time once he comes by the stripe, he will have 3 laps to go. He has been setting a good pace. Another story like the modified sportsman race. Winning the race early, perhaps in lap number 1. He took the lead on lap number 1, correct?
2 to go this time by for the 95. The Lightning McQueen will win the final event of 2009 if he can hold on for 2 more laps. Steve Brissett looking for his first career win at the Airborne Speedway. He has 2 to go. Speedy Brissett still 5 or 6 car lengths behind. And Steven Brissett starting to put lap cars in between them.
Steven Brissett will have a challenge to face, though. He's got 2 lap cars up in front of him. I believe that is Shotgun Seymour in the 357X, as the white flag is out for Steven Brissett. Brissett goes high on him. Malcolm Woodward off the pace, atop turn number 2.
Up the backstretch the final time. Steven Brissett in the 95 leads them into turn 3. Off turn 4 to close out the 2009 season. The final checker flag falls on Steven Brissett in the 95. Second spot goes to the 88 of Speedy Brissett. Third spot will go to the 72 of Curtis LeGrave. The 77 of Chris Clark finishes 4th, and Jeff McCormick runs out the top 5 in car number 17. Gets his first career win, driving Uncle Rick Donor's number 95. He is the winner. How about a nice round of applause for Curtis LaGrave? He hops out of the 72 with a third-place finish tonight. The one-hand wonder is back at Airborne. And Speedy Brissett gets his number 88 ride tonight home in the number 2 spot. Stephen Brissett enjoying his victory lap in the 95. Rick Donor playing the role of car owner tonight. Better make sure he doesn't get run over by his nephew. Stephen doesn't know where Victory Lane is. He's a new guy. But don't run over Weasel as you're backing him to him. That wouldn't be good to kill the flagman on the last night. That was his foot, Stephen. All right, let's throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
Thanks, Rick. Stephen Brissett unbuckling inside the Lightning McQueen 95. We brought good luck this week. He is a guest on the MSM TV show. Very excited inside the car. We get to talk to him again. All right, here's Stephen Brissett. We talked with the MSM show today. You had a fast car behind it. You said it was working good for you in practice. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
There was nothing much I could say. The car just handled wherever I wanted to put it, it went. And, hey, that was a good car, good race.
All right.
Speedy got second, though. Good job, Speedy.
That is right. It was a battle for the Brissetts up at the front. Anyone you want to thank tonight?
Hey, I want to thank my Uncle Rick, definitely, for letting me run his car. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So, thanks, Uncle Rick.
All right, nice job, Steve. Back upstairs to you, Rick. Wrap it up.
That's going to wrap up the final Motorsports Magazine of the 2009 season. Thanks to everyone here at Airborne Speedway for their assistance throughout the 2009 campaign. Rob, to wrap this one up in the modified division, certainly a great run to checkers. First win in a 25-year career for Mike Riel.
Mike Riel had a great run. He ran the wheels off of that car. Very emotional victory for Mike Riel in the modified division.
I don't think there's anybody that the staff here at Airborne would rather see pick up a win in the modifieds than Mike Riel, and we're very happy that Mike got it tonight.
Mike had numerous fans cheering for him. Good run for Mike Riel.
In the sportsman division, another runaway for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry had a great run. Another story, just like Mike Riel, started on the point and worked his way to a victory.
Metal Man wins a thrilling Renegade feature with just two cars finishing at the line, as it seemed as though misfortune hit the leader every time they took the lead.
Well, you were the misfortune for them. You kept saying, oh, this person's going to win, oh, this person's going to win. And then, you saw people, Pelkey got out, Sawyer hit the wall, but eventually a two-car battle, Metal Man wins it.
We're going to have to start doing these interviews with you your hands tied behind your back. You can't talk without moving your hand.
Well, you do that sometimes too.
In the mini-modified division, Stephen Brissett gets his first career victory, driving Lightning McQueen.
That's right, Lightning McQueen, a fast car. We saw Scott Richner last week. He had some trouble. He had a flat tire last week, as we mentioned in the interview with Stephen Brissett. Our interview brought him good luck, and hopefully he'll have a good 2010 season.
And in the Bomber main event, the winner
was?
You forgot?
Of course I did.
Kurt Seymour, come on. I gave you a little quiz, saved it for at the end. Kurt Seymour dominated that Bomber main event.
Kurt Seymour did a great job. I talked with him last week, and he said he thought this was going to be his week, and indeed it was.
We want to mention that during intermission, we presented Robin Wood with the Watson Glass Driver of the Year Award. Robin Wood, 8 victories on the season in the Sportsman division, picks up $100 in gift certificates from Jim Watson and Watson Glass. We thank Jimmy for providing the funding for the Motorsports Magazine program for 2009, as well as the Driver of the Week Award. Rob Knowles is not with us tonight. He is up in Montreal enjoying the Sabres and Canadians. We want to thank Rob for all his work. We thank my son, Rob Knowles, for working with us both on the PA and on the television program tonight. We also want to thank cameramen, videographers, I should say, Sam Zins and Gene Gagne from OutsideGroove.com for all their assistance throughout the 2009 campaign. So for one last time from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh, for Rob Knowles, I'm Rick Knowles. Good night.